All right, time to talk winners and losers with our financial expert, Rob Black. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Hey, good today. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, okay. Hey, let's get into these stocks. Looks like they're falling yet again.
Yeah, they're down about 5% for the year. Not a bad year. I expect they can go down 10 to 20%, depending on how long this war goes on. And it got nasty overnight with two natural gas facilities being hit, one by Israeli and one by Iran. So that's going to take 3 years to get back online. Qatar is going to lose about 19% of their LNG ability. And we use that for heating houses. It's not the gasoline. Gasoline, though, $3.88, up 25 cents this week, up 96 cents in a month. California's at $5.62. So a lot of the tax refunds are going to go to the wayside of our gas tanks over the next month.
Oh, man. Okay, so let's focus on what's got a lot of folks excited across the Bay. March Madness. You got your bracket all together?
I didn't do one this year, but both of my kids did, and I live vicariously through them now. But it's a big 3-week tournament. It's multi-billion dollars. It's on CBS, Warner Brothers Discovery, which has TBS, TNT, and True TV. It cost $8.8 billion for the television rights. That comes out to about $1.1 billion per year. Kentucky, you can now pay athletes, which is just a bizarre concept. They have the highest paid roster at $22 million from their boosters. BYU, there's a player named AJ Dybantsa. I hope I'm getting that close. Due to a name, image, and likeness deal, gets $4.2 million just for sending out tweets. $3.3 billion will be bet legally. $20 billion will be lost because workers are paying attention to the wrong stuff at work. They're streaming games, they're looking at their brackets, they're talking to the water cooler. So it's a big financial implications.
Yeah, another thing that's doing really well are youth sports, like a $40 billion industry. I once had a friend, he used to play professional tennis and so that he would go out and teach younger kids. It sounds like they're making great money doing this.
Absolutely. And it's frustrating as a parent because you and I grew up in an age where it felt like it was free to play sports. It wasn't, but it felt like it. I think one of my soccer bills was like $20, and my parents had a tough time paying that. So anyway, back to this. Travel teams, private coaches, equipment, tournaments. If you ever go to a tournament, you have to stay at a hotel. Average family spends about $1,000 per primary sport on their kids. That's up 46% since 2019. 60 million kids in the United States participate in little league type of sports or youth sports. Baseball, those torpedo bats that you hear about, $876 is the average family spend on a kid in baseball. $910 for soccer. Baseball's at $1,113, which is just crazy. The first one was basketball. I had that one wrong. It's the cheapest sport at $876. So competitively, like some teams, my kid's on a competitive team, it'll run $3,000, $10,000 per season. So it's pretty out there. It's a big budget buster for a lot of families.
Oof, let me tell you, I was on a little league when I was in high school. It wasn't good enough to make the actual school team, but if my mom had to pay any more money than the free that it cost, I wouldn't have been in it. At all. Let's talk about basketball and the WNBA. Salaries going up. I think that's a good thing.
Oh, it's probably the most exciting area to invest in the last few years has been women's sports because they've been explosive on revenue deals. WNBA is a great example of that. The women's basketball tournament of March Madness starts this week as well, and that'll pull in billions of dollars. But the WNBA average salary has gone up from $120,000 last year to $600,000 this year. The minimum salary went from $66,000 to $300,000. And every team has a market cap, a salary cap of about $7 million. That's up from $1.5 million. So it looks like a win-win deal for the players. They're still making just fractions of what the men are, but they're getting there, and they've definitely got the eyeballs and the attention.
I know. We're watching it. Everybody's watching the Valkyries and supporting, so the money's there. Let's switch gears from sports and talk about these robo-taxis like Tesla. It seems like I'm hearing about more accidents popping up, Rob.
Yeah, and they've got some really bad news today. The National Highway and Transportation Safety Board is investigating their full self-driving and how does it do like in super light situations where it's too sunny or too bright or too dark and can't see the road. But Tesla just reported their 15th robotaxi accident in Austin. And that's out of 57,000 miles. That's one accident in 57,000 miles is what they're getting at this point in time. So they've had 15 total. That's 9 times higher than the rate of a human. It's a disastrous number, and it makes me scared to be anywhere near a robotaxi, let alone get involved in one. So Waymos have the safety because they have the LiDAR. Robotaxis are trying to prove that their optics are better than LiDARs. I don't think they are.
And okay, let's head down to Hollywood for a little bit before you go. It sounds like in terms of productivity, not a whole lot going on at those studios.
Right, and this is a LA story, a California story. This hits kind of close to home for you and I, but I call it lights, camera, contraction. They came out of a writer's strike and an actor's strike a few years back, and they were at 90% capacity in the studios. Now that number's down to 62%. So going on strike ultimately broke a lot of productions, and streamers like Netflix have started to scale back on how much and how many series they're ordering and where they're producing them. LA's not as tax friendly as, say, Atlanta or some Eastern European countries. So a lot of our studio work is going overseas.
Well, I mean, we hope that improves. I mean, that affects all of us to trickle down. Thank you for all that, Rob. If you want any more information, go ahead, follow Rob Black's handles at the bottom of the screen to get all those financial questions answered.